We're back! We're back, folks. We're going to be hopping
Yay.
in just a moment. I promise it's not train either on the fly-through as we are headed into Anubis. It turns out that in addition to being a caster, I am actually effective tech support, as I
Hey.
somehow was the one who suggested the solution of this particular problem. So we're all good. We're all 10 in the server. We're ready to roll, and I'll be accepting my royalties any day now. Oh, so dank. But for the time being, away we go. And into the pistol. It looks like we're going to get a pretty straightforward B take here. If Lag's positioning is to be believed. They got everybody here, and with NRG taking a little pokey poo into cave, there is kind of a path to potentially a B bomb plant. They've just made noise outside B main by dropping down. So audio queue giving up. You can see the rotation already happening. Nitro is getting on deck. Meanwhile, they go for the push out A main, and they've got all the info, but you still need to hit the headshots, and Experative will do some of that himself. Now the dualies are retrieved, and suddenly that bomb plant is going down. So information or no, there's not a whole lot that NRG can do about this. And meanwhile, look at Weeza. He's gone walkabout all the way back in a spawn to Rop on this temple position. Nitro's in trouble here. Goes back to look, wondering what they're waiting for, but can't get the kill, and it's all OC. And it's 5 players looking to run him down. A cornered OC is apparently not a big danger, as it'll stay clean for Lag.
All right. Well, that's a pretty effective pistol round coming through for Lag. Obviously, not always a round that you can build analysis off of, because oftentimes you can just end up in a favorable situation and then it all works out for you with those pistols. So I think we'll have to wait maybe a couple more rounds before getting a definitive idea of how this one's going to trend. But still, good on Lag. I mean, it was good execution, even though they did make a little bit of a mistake in terms of the noise they made off of that dropping down off the edge. But other than that, pretty solid. Nice opening frag. Isolated the dualies, didn't let them have any real impact on the round, and made it into that B site fairly cleanly. Molotov's going to get tossed there. Right across the bridge, spam into the smoke. You can't count NRG out of this round. They have gone for their force buy, so they got full body armor on 2 players and 3 sets of just regular old body armor without the head armor. Either way, George is going to get this incendiary toss forward and Molotov in return, so both players kind of canceling each other out.
I haven't gained a ton for all of this. They have whittled out these smokes, though, from the CT side, so there's not a lot left for NRG to deploy. Still, if you're NRG, you're maybe just trying to do some information starving.
Yeah.
Force them into making a bad decision, blind on the info, potentially running into this 3-man pistol stack, letting things get weird. Problem is, with the 2 smokes, the molly, the 2 flashes, there's still plenty to go for just a B take. And there is no stack. I mean, you could go full on commit, but they have not elected to do so. Now the exec's coming over towards B. Pretty straightforwardly at that. And here comes the contact. Flashbangs, not the most effective, but blind eagle shots through smoke, not very effective either. Nitro first to fall, George soon to follow, and bro gone means this one is over.
Well done. Very clean from Lag on the anti-force buy. Hexed along with OC, I imagine they're just going to try and save the Deagle and the 5.7. I'm a little bit surprised they didn't just go for the eco here in this round and then buy up in this next one with rifles out, but I guess they were feeling confident with the pistol force buy. It just did not pan out for them at all. They still don't have a frag to speak of. And perhaps we will get a little bit of a surprise from Lag, right? We got it yesterday from Akimbo, at least in the early goings of that BO2. And here, Lag going to get a second in a row. We'll have to see how they fare once those rifles versus rifles, as I mentioned, but it's promising signs. One thing to keep in mind, of course, this is Anubis, so it is exceptionally T-sided. But even then, if you're playing up against a stronger team, CT side can look very good. I mean, for NRG in particular, who love to play here on this map.
Yeah. Definitely going to be the case. Huh? Don't think that's where that smoke was supposed to go, Weeza.
Nope.
Probably not going to matter in this round in particular.
No.
But maybe forgot the jump throws aren't a thing anymore.
You mean the bind, right?
Jump bind, yes.
Yeah.
You still do need to jump throw. You just need to
Yes.
do it. Jump throw binds. All throws must be taken with your feet on the ground. No defying gravity for you, young man. I know you've been seeing that Wicked movie, but let's get those thoughts out of your head. All right, hold on. We got this nucleus. Experative. Time to make some money, or $600 specifically. That was the money I was talking about. George
I think he was hoping
Molly.
for more.
He said Molly. Is that worth living?
I think so.
Well,
it's yeah. No, I guess not.
He's not even gonna save it. Pepper it down through the doors. Dead to a nade. Bro gets another. All right. It's a little bit of something here.
All right.
Now we get rifles.
Yeah, let's get down to it here.
Let's get down to brass tacks, John.
We got, here we go. 3 A1Ss, the M4, and the AWP for OC. OC's actually been looking pretty solid for NRG since I've been watching him over the last, I would say, 3 months. He's really come to life in a positive way, kind of looking like the OC of old back when he was playing with extra salt. So it's good to see him gain that confidence. We'll see if it carries through into this season of ESL Challenger League.
Yeah. Look, is the #1 OC booster, possibly in the world. I don't mean to compete with his parents on this one, but possibly in the world. He's got it. I think he's got it.
I do too.
Fresh. I think he's ready to take the world by storm once more and be the OC I always knew he could. They've gotten past Bro, but they don't know. They don't know. The silencer was enough to confuse them, and now George will connect, holding on to this cave position. Now teammates can get around. Nitro spamming through that smoke, finds the angle on the snack. Z. We're going snack Z. Experative, now last alive, totally disjointed from the team, nowhere close at hand. What can Experative do? Experative can get spotted, but that spot will cost. Should be no chance back into this round. Hemmed in, no flashbang to get out of this choke point. Desperation Molotov to try and bait a swing, but no swing to be had. Only the scope of OC to be found.
Nice sharp shot from OC at the end, and yeah, that's what I was kind of expecting once the rifles came out. You know, kind of a solid round victory for NRG. Although there were a couple of moments where you're like, okay, maybe Lag can come through, do some damage. Although on the tail end in a 1v4, getting one, not that big of a deal. All right, let's see what's going to happen here once the AKs are out across the board for Lag. First, registered, of course, by NRG, and I felt like when NRG were winning with Breeze in the roster, that things were looking very solid for them. It looked like an untouchable team. When they started to be challenged, that's when it got a little bit concerning. But I imagine there's just going to be a period of adjustment with Bro being added to the roster. We might see some rounds where we're like, okay, this looks a little bit disjointed. But, you know, as it stands, we're still early on into this.
This is an A-split exec being thrown in here. That Molotov's uncomfortable. It's going to rumble the players in camera. Oh, but Hex does still get the first, and no one's there. The spacing on that, if somebody had gone forward with Weeza, Hex was very much exposed. That was super tradable. But it seems like they were of two minds, right? Because Weeza's flying into the fray like this is the hit. Meanwhile, the A-main players hadn't even moved. These mid players are still stuck in by the doors. That doesn't feel like all 5 players being on the same page. And now there's a minute on the clock. They've lost a guy. They're down into a 5v4. Now, Resmoke has just come up on what they want to do. This is looking very tentative. Reclear's coming in towards mid. Hex could be a huge problem. No one's watching for this. No one's watching for this. Oh, no.
Oh, my God.
Turn.
Knife out.
Oh, spotted. Tagged up. Should be tradable. Player does survive at the very least. Molotov goes down. OC, though, came off the angle to throw that Molotov. So they're actually able to get past the scope. So this has worked out for them. That distraction in towards mid pulls OC's focus for just long enough to secure a bomb plant.
Not to mention that damage done to OC. I mean, he's down to 18 HP, so he's going to have a bit of a challenge getting back in. That helps immensely. That relieves the pressure. With George finding that frag, sure, Spud gets one, but he's probably going to get traded here. Oh, no!
Uh-oh.
Everyone's missing him. OC whiffs on the shot, and now he capitalizes for a frag. Experiment of a chance, but no, too many bodies to deal with. And he was stuck in a perfect crossfire, I would say, for NRG.
I wouldn't call that round comfortable for NRG.
No.
It should have been a lot more when you're in a 4-on-3 with mid control. But at the end of the day, they do get the dub.
I think also Lag exposed the right position, right? They went in towards that A site. Only OC's there with the op. As soon as OC gets pushed back, they've got the space to get the plant. So, I mean, credit to them for finding the right spot to poke and prod. But at the end of it, look, NRG were a little too strong in terms of the manpower they had available.
Yeah, I think maybe that's just a misread to what was going on in mid, right? First, you think it's the lone lurker, which will keep your options open. Then you discover the second player, and it's a little awkward. If anything, maybe the tentativeness from Lag, the uncomfortableness that we saw from Lag in terms of timing, works out for them. Look at this damage already. We got the hero rifle on Ray. We got a player dead B main. George is tagged up at least, but Snacksy is basically a snack to be consumed at this point. And now Experative out of play. OC opping him on down. Aggression here from Bro as OC locks down the cave position. Bro now has all this real estate. And with these two players low, it might just be Bro. Well, I was going to say to end it, but stay of execution. It's all on right now. Got one gift. You know, one thing that's interesting, I don't actually know where Bro's playing from.
I'm not sure either.
Because NRG they don't have a team house. They play from home. So they don't have any one central facility like an M80 does. So I don't know where Bro is. I don't actually know if Bro's on this continent.
I would imagine he is with the numbers he put up yesterday, although, you know, we've seen crazier things happen, especially when Wildcard were playing with Suspend Fuzi when they were in Sweden, when they were putting up crazy numbers. But, I mean, he was top of the team yesterday, so I don't know. It was relatively recent, right, that we saw that announcement? So I don't know if it was already...
Okay, going to our sideline reporter, our man in the server. Oh, okay. He's playing from the SR Rebellion Studio, Shopify Rebellion Studio, apparently, which I believe
in the US
is probably in LA.
That means that they were cooking that signing for a while, and they only announced it when everything was done and dusted, like he's already in North America.
Yeah. I imagine it's not the hardest thing in the world to get something done with a Dane, but that is interesting. So he's in fact playing for North America. No ping issues to be had. Experative gets an entry here. George, it's going to be Bro who's under pressure. Bro delivers, though, to the tune of 2. Made this possible for the retake, and Nitro will make it one better. Who needs a retake if you don't allow them plant?
Ooh.
Just on the Snacksy. What you got to cook for us, Snacksy? Here's the Juice jumping around, flying into the fray. Snacksy not scared of this one. Fake flash off the pistol. I like the chutzpah. But eventually going to have to try and confirm this plan, secure the money for the team. Smoke up onto OC. They've linked up to try and play together, but that smoke will hold them back for now as Hexed opted to link up with his comrade.
Oh, that's nice.
Base, Snacksy still alive, but OC quick on the trigger. You can't be jiggling that man. Bomb will be defused, and NRG in the lead, stacking 4 rounds in a row.
Yeah, I mean, look, they haven't been comfortable at times, and I think that's a credit to Lag. They've been very sharp in terms of their mechanics coming up against an NRG squad that is quite difficult to put down, especially OC with that AWP. He hasn't died yet, and he's been exceptionally sharp, but I thought for a moment Snacksy was going to get that. It was a pretty ridiculous sequence, right? He has the nade out, he jumps through the air, throws nade at OC, and then OC has to back off after taking half health of damage. Then he addresses his attention towards CT spawn and almost puts himself in a 1v1 in a lot of ways if he's able to hit his shots or maybe isolate a fight a little bit better. Not too bad, and I'd say NRG are anything but comfortable, despite the fact that, yes, they've won every single rifle round. I think that Lag are a step away from finding their way back into this one, at least for the time being.
Yeah, you're always going to head up into this, right?
Yeah.
Oh, tag. No frag. Just a little shot in the fingies. Need to chase. Oh, Weezer gets away with it. Weezer gets away with it, but they are going to be forced to back away. The problem is NRG have started to respond to the fact that Lag is usually pretty straightforward about their intentions, and maybe they're anticipating too much right here with just the pistols. They're playing retake on B. They're going to concede this bomb plant. Get just bro jiggling it. He'll drop a molly to try and stall them out, allow more rotation to come in, but NRG's keeping this nucleus in towards mid. They don't want to lose rounds. Oh, wow. What a shot from Spudomatic, bro, out of play. Try and play safe. Try and play for the retake, and then suddenly got a player annihilated. Look at this. With Weezer still in towards mid, they're going to be confident there's no one coming canals. Nitro. Big kill. Big kill. Opens up the B-man approach. Means they can't just be super confident about where this retake is coming from. And now the hit is on. Cool noise out. George is finding the space on the player. Cliff. Hail of bullets for Ray. Eventually goes down. And now it's just the player stuck in towards cave. Smoke on. Block vision to guide this off and swing it on through. They got time enough to the defuse. It is another round for NRG.
Wow. It was, again, more interesting than it probably should have been. I mean, look, NRG waiting for that retake, full-on playing retake, as you mentioned, with Bro from CT, and then Bro gets sniped by the Deagle of Spud. So that was a surprising shot that ended up coming through, and then they get the bomb plant. Things get a little bit interesting, but NRG are good for it. They don't lose another body as they retake effectively towards the A site. So, I mean, to Lag's credit, every single round has at least been interesting so far in the 8 that we've played. But we'll see if that trend continues. 9th round of play coming right up. Hext getting some util ready, a flashbang, perhaps to get Nitro out towards mid. Yeah, he's lining it up. Nitro wants to have a peek, I'd imagine. No, looks like he might call it off at this point because he's just having a hovering around double doors mid. There's the flashbang though, so I guess Nitro will have a look, but there's too many smokes up, so he's not going to see much of anything. Three players for Lag leaning into A, which again wouldn't be a bad hit. There's only Hext here.
As you said that.
They reinforced. Yeah.
Fix that particular issue. We got George, we got Nitro, we got everybody, and we got 3 smokes as well, so they can start changing whenever they would like. But X will go ahead and kill one first. They haven't smoked this up at all. It's a little uncomfortable. George with a big kill. Bomb has been left all the way back by T-Stairs.
That's so bad.
Unfortunately, it doesn't really matter what control you have. At this point, OC peeks out, finds that bomb carrier, drops that on down. This means Snaxy's now Stuxy. And he's going to go flying in. Lunatic. Madman dead to the rifle. Now it all falls to Ray XTS. Oh, it is going to be collected as OC finds another very easy op frag down the canals.
That was a brave play, honestly. Just going straight for the fight up against OC, wanting to win that op duel. Ends up, I think, legging him. No, he gets legged, excuse me. But, you know, bold. Didn't work out, and OC still has not died with the op in his hands. And, of course, that's 6 in a row for NRG. A little more convincing in that one, so maybe you'll start to get a little worried if you're on the Lag side. But as it stands, well, I mean, this is already a good CT side of Anubis for NRG getting 6, and perhaps it's only going to get better as we go forward here. 3 AKs, a Galil, and a MAC-10. Lag setting up for an A hit, potentially. 4 players here, 1 lurking towards the A site. That's Experative, and he's going to get naded down to, well, only 96. It looks like the nade on the minimap. was a little more on the money, but not to be. OC continues to be sharp, this time towards A, gets the first, is waiting, lined up for a potential second here onto Ray XTS, who's going to come around the corner after throwing that Molotov. OC's pushed back, but a smoke is thrown to protect his retreat.
Man, it's just so indecisive, these rounds. They're just kind of milling forward, seeing if they can get contact, maybe get a pick, and then deciding what to do off of it. I mean, you look at this, right? NRG, you have to leave spaces on the Anubis defense because you have to either go for aggression somewhere or you have to take a little bit of risks. Right now, there's huge space in towards mid. Lag have no idea because they have no mid presence. George is playing it super fast, super far back. Instead, they're going to go into a B. Good flashbang, good kill. Nitro able to trade, still man advantage here. George maybe overextends. Hold on. When they just go in and hit a site, things work out. But let's see. Hex and Ray. This is the kill. Oh, that might just be the round. I think that's the round. This is tough for OC, right? Heading out of here is very challenging. He's going to be able to molly the one player in, but no smoke to cover off this bomb. 2 players to find. Gone to the rifle to do so.
Oh, too far.
Too far. Didn't know what the molly would cover. Knows where the corner is, but doesn't know where the second player is, and he's just out of time. He's out of time. He's running out of chances. This is the expectation. Molotov, a prayer, and a stick. Not even going to go for the stick. Getting out of there. It's lag. Finally, back on the board. They let 6 rounds slip. But some anti-kills coming through on the B site. Maybe a slight overextension out of Temple.
Yes.
And we see lag take it.
I mean, 2 things there. One, like you mentioned, just a nice straightforward take from lag. They simplified things, said, okay, so let's stop being hesitant. Let's stop messing around, go straight for that B site and get the trades. And that's exactly what they do. Even though it looked like maybe there would be another frag coming through NRG, it was a little bit sharper on the aim from lag. And then afterwards, I do agree, George just overextends in a position where there's no one available to trade. The reinforcements are coming through. He just had to hang back a little bit longer to allow the pressure to be applied, both from CT and from Cave. Fortunately, it doesn't happen for him as he goes and overextends and falls to dirt. Either way, I mean, you know, again, the round's not looking very comfortable for NRG, and in that one, they couldn't steal away a win. .118 on the clock, and looks like it's a huge B-lean opening frag again for lag. Spudomatic finds the first one. Bro needs to do work here. He gets one, but only one. It's not going to be enough to deny that bomb plant, which should come through. OC somehow connecting onto Ray XTS, despite the fact that he takes damage here. Spud down to 12. It's still anyone's round, but lag again threatening.
Spud wasn't watching, but fortunately he got a little bit of vision on the Hex, so now he's aware. That was looking very dangerous. Indeed, out into the jail position. And damage being dealt through the smoke onto Snacksy. They got a little bit of a sandwich here. It's going to be that B-main player who's a threat. If they deal with him, Experitive's not in position to deny this bomb plant. Down he goes. The nade will follow, and the defuse is on. Lag cannot chain 2 together, so NRG, at the very least, will be taking a lead out of this half.
I mean, OC's looking ridiculous. He still hasn't died. I think that's 7, 8 rounds in a row that he hasn't died, which is pretty impressive. I know he's saving at the end of the previous one, but that honestly, he was still in the fight towards right up until the end, so I don't even consider that really a save. Oh my goodness. He is going to be a problem for lag in this BO2, and especially here on Anubis as things progress. We are in the last round of the first half of action, though. Let's see if lag can string one more together, because 7 rounds on CT is honestly great. 8 is fantastic, and, well, looks like 8's happening.
It's looking likely. The tea leaves, they've got some indications here.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, hold on. Ray's gonna walk a smoke. Ray's gonna walk a smoke. Nitro's watching it, and that's a 3-beat for Nitro. Easy as. Tough to walk a smoke when 5 players are alive on the other side, but at that point, it seems like Prayer was their best option. So he sent one up. It was not able. Snacksy alone. It's an isolated fight with Nitro. Well, it's not so isolated. Hex has got his IGL covered. It's 8-4 with a clean round to send us to the break. Back on in for this second half. Time to watch a little bit more Anubis. I mean, that was about what we expected, right? Which is once the guns came out, Lag secured one further round. So fortunately for them, they got the pistol. If they can get a second pistol, that would be great. Go a long way to making this a more competitive game. They've got a 4-man B stack. They have left A totally vacant. And at least for the moment, it seems like NRG are going to walk right in to the stacked site. Here comes the smoke. This is what they got. And here comes the exec. Around the corner they go. And indeed, they're finding a whole lot of bodies on the other end. Hex gets the kills, though. Brought down to a 2v2. That bomb is down and committed. I just tagged up Weeza. That C4 can be scooped. And actually, Nitro could get out of here. He's low. But the mid player on realizes they've rotated off. That bomb's planted. Full readjust. Okay, so why don't she kind of get away with this? And they're coming all the way around into B main. This is very weird. Weeza's still wary that somebody could be in mid. He's clearing everything. And he's going to come into cave late, but he's full making noise. Why were you this diligent then? If you're going to be loud now, well, it works out. It's all on a Nitro. No kit. So they're running out of time, but Weeza's got a good idea of where the veteran in-game leader is hiding. And it will be another pistol for Lag.
Okay. Well, I mean, they got 3 rounds, including pistol, at the beginning of that first half of action, and looks like maybe they'll be able to repeat that success here. I don't think it'll be as easy of a path to 3 rounds in a row because that bomb plan comes through, meaning that we're probably going to get an investment from NRG here. They usually do buy up after that plant, and it looks like that's exactly what's going to happen. So we'll see. Still a toss-up. NRG, I mean, it looked like they potentially had a path towards that B site initially, and they just lost. Hex losing that fight, he just kind of crouching down and going for a straight fight. It didn't work out for him, and obviously if he wins that, then it's a lot easier and definitely a path to victory for NRG, but because it doesn't happen, then it's Lag were able to come out with it. But still, I think Lag made mistakes. I kind of think you were highlighting them, Mike. You had the player coming in, didn't go together, and then walking up and charging out, making a ton of noise. It easily could have gone awry, so yes, you win the round, but there are issues with the way it happened.
It seems a little rough around the edges, but sometimes that roughness actually catches NRG off guard.
Right? I think so.
They're playing very unpredictably, and that can work in their favor. So it's not the worst thing in the world, and certainly if you keep winning pistol rounds, that makes life easier. Now you see NRG in another one of those force buy situations. This time, T-side with the bomb plant. Life is a lot easier. Flashbang for this? Oh, well, yes, a little late. Still, the kills are being stacked on up. There's the trade. Nitro. If you can follow this up onto the Temple player, there's no one else to defend A. Oh, boy. They swing through the smoke. That's a massacre. And eventually, Nitro will find home. 3 kills for Captain America. And that's going to be an extra $1,800 in his back pocket.
Just a brawl at mid there, and NRG are just catching Lag around smokes, charging around the corners, giving them no room at all to breathe. And there's that 9th, as mentioned before. You know, it's not easy when you surrender that bomb plant on CT side, even when you win the pistol. The second round is anything but a guarantee, and, well, there it just went by the wayside for Lag. Now they're going to force up again because, I mean, I guess they're feeling the pressure, even though they don't have to by any means. They could have just saved their money for the following round. Obviously, they're hoping they can catch NRG off guard and upset the apple cart, so to speak, and get a 6th here. But that is not the greatest of starts. Experative trying to peek around from Cave, and George put one right between his eyes.
Look, Lag seem to have a pretty clear directive here, which is stack a site and hope they hit it. And this time it was Experative who was the lone man on the B. They did, in fact, not hit it. At this point, George is working his way out Cave, detecting nothing. Bro's working his way out B main, detecting nothing. Well, I think they found the stacked site. The A main players get adventurous. Hexton and OC give them a little bop on the nose for their curiosity. And with Ray down, that should be the last threat eliminated from this round. Maybe if he had found the perfect timing on that Canals drop, could have been a problem. But as it is, the only thing to watch for is to see if Bro can get this kill and give NRG another team ace. Where is Bro? Very possible. Backside. Snacksy does not seem to be too interested in saving this Armored Eagle.
Which is surprising. Whoa! Maybe
Well,
that's why. What a
kill.
shot.
1 kill. Happy. No, wait. Hold on. Going back for another kill.
He wants more. How does he expect? Oh, he heard him. The Hex made a lot of noise, and all right, no second coming through for Snacksy. All good for NRG as they hit 10, 3 rounds away from taking care of business here on Anubis. And I mean, that being a force buy means it's pretty much not necessarily guaranteed. I want to say guaranteed 11th coming through, but very, very high percentage chance of it being 11-5 for NRG. So we go into it. A pistol upgrade for Ray. Outside of that, they bought a flashbang and nothing else. They're just going to charge up and try to get aggressive against NRG. Tapping away. Nitro takes a little bit of damage up against Snacksy. Spud eats a nade, goes down to 21, and Nitro a little bit of a risky peek, but he's got Bro by his side, so I guess it doesn't really matter. And yeah, as expected, everyone falls for Lag, leaving only Experative standing by his lonesome.
Look, when you're the IGL, you get to farm against pistols a little bit. You give yourself that privilege. I mean, he's already doing great.
He's
He was
farming in
16 and
general.
8 before this, top of the board. But you're right, as the IGL, as the veteran of the team, as the oldest guy, it's like, you hold the door open for the elderly, you let the elderly get you for frags.
Oh my God, Mike.
It's just, it's the social code. I was saying I need to pad my stats here, so some nerd on a forum doesn't call for my benching if I don't drop 30 against Spirit in the future.
Dude, yeah. I really dislike that, just looking at stats and saying what happened. Like, that doesn't tell the whole story. You have to watch the match. But
numbers serve to enhance context with the context. But look, every good IGL knows you pad the stats against Eco, and then the context looks a whole lot better for you. That's why they're the IGLs. They've got the big brains, John.
They got it, especially Nitro. I mean, Nitro's always been very solid in terms of fragging, so I mean, it's not necessarily a surprise, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I don't remember who it was, but I've seen the conversation where it's like, oh, is Nitro going to be able to perform at a level individually with NRG, blah, blah, blah. That was never the issue. The issue with Nitro has never been performing at this level individually. The issue with Nitro was that at a certain point, the burdens of in-game leading and performing at a peak level for the top 1% of Counter-Strike players in the world is a challenge. If Nitro can get this team back to competing for a top 10 spot, I think NRG will be extremely damn happy. And then we can have that conversation. But for the time being, his individual form is delivering time and time again.
I really hope we can have that conversation very, very soon. And it feels like it's possible it might happen. Anyway, this is Lag kind of getting beaten up against the wall. Snacksy and Spud, the last two standing. The second half has been a lot more one-sided in favor of NRG.
It turns out that when you get the favorite team on the favorite half, life gets a little smoother for them.
Yeah.
Oh, hold on. Spud! The backstab! Spud! Not feeling like making mashed potatoes out of this round. Can't blame him. Don't think this was happening. Might as well keep some guns to play for the last round.
Yeah, that would have been way too tall of an ask in 2v5 to actually make that fully materialize, and no money left in the tank to really get a buy up in this next one. Although lost, no.
Ouch.
Well,
never mind. Owie.
Never mind.
No guns for you. John, critical question. What's your favorite form of the potato?
My favorite form of the potato? This feels like completely irrelevant based on what we're watching. Oh, right. I didn't make that connection, Mike. I'd say mashed potatoes, Mike.
Mashed potatoes, all-time peak.
Yeah.
+1 from Prod. Mashed potatoes do slap. I'm not gonna lie to you.
They're very solid.
There's just so many forms of the potato. There's the gnocchi. There's the French fry. All right, we're gonna get into this last round. We'll talk about potatoes. We have a whole other map to talk about potatoes. George is trying to hit the W key straight through the Molotov. Still player pillowed. There's that flashbang. Actually kind of pisses them off. George doesn't even care. He's going past him, trusting his teammates to deal with Spud-O-Matic. And indeed, they do. Trades are good. It's just Weeza. Weeza with an XM to try and keep this map going. Please jump through a smoke with an XM. Come on, Weeza. Go full action movie sequence here. Okay, staying alive for the moment. Bomb has not been planted. That hasn't forced him out. Nitro doesn't realize. And the XM close at hand dispatches with Nitro very handily. Weeza. Making me a
He thinks they're rotating.
Believer? Ready the flank. Gun barrel spotted. And an easy headshot for bro.
Well,
that is about what we expected, John.
Yep, no question. I mean, there were some interesting rounds at the beginning, and I mean, at least for Lag's case, they made it interesting in the first half on their T